Okay, 7th grade, here are some instructions about what you're going to be doing in class today. We're going to kind of do it in order. The first thing I'm going to be asking you to do, as you've seen in the email, is to fill out any of the atmosphere textbook summaries that you may have not completed. So if we look for 7A, it looks on section 1, maybe group E has a little bit of work to do here, and maybe group B and C and D and E. So there's a little bit of stuff. We want to get these summaries in here, and we want to get the questions. If I look at section 2 as well, there's a little bit more work to do here in terms of the summaries. You'll see questions here. Some of those questions may have been developed by 7B. Take a look at the questions, and if you think you can modify them a little bit to make them clearer, that's fine. If you'd like to add a question, remember you can double click, hold the control key down, hit return a couple times, and then you can actually add a second question if you think there's another question that might be better. And then do the same in section 3. So anywhere that these holds, these groups need to fill them in and make sure that they think the questions are the right questions for the section. So that's in the atmosphere piece. If I go back to 2015 shared edit, there's also a file for the Sunny Shower Station summaries. If we take a look at that one, we'll see that there's still a little bit more work that can happen in here in terms of the summaries, and it looks like 7B might actually have still some work to do, but maybe there's only one that 7A has to do. But check the questions, see what you think of the questions as well. Once you have finished that, and some of you may have already finished your summaries and your questions, you're going to start on an inspiration file that I have emailed to you. And the goal of this is for you to think about the cycle of weather. What things impact or influence other things, or what things are the causes of other things. And you will not be making any more icons. These are icons. So your job is not to make more icons. You're going to use the icons that are here, but you're going to show the connections. For example, let's look at one of these. Here's one right here. Convection currents in the air are caused by a heat source. So this kind of relates to one of the stations that we did. Remember the wind in a box? Well, if I look carefully at this, it's talking about convection currents, but there's the heat source. So in real weather, what's the heat source? Well, it talks a little bit here about different materials having different surface temperatures due to conduction, convection, or radiation. So maybe this one has to feed into this one. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the link and see this little box. You'll double click here, and here you're going to explain how this relationship here has to do with something related to weather. Okay, so for instance, if the Earth is made of different materials and different parts of the surface of the Earth are heating up differently, there might be areas that are hotter and areas that are colder, creating these convection currents, which is in fact wind, right? So you're just going to type in the boxes on the links. And then does this convection current stuff influence anything else, maybe in air pressure or that relates to the water cycle? So again, what you're trying to do is make a flow, not like everything feeding into one icon, not one icon feeding into a bunch of other icons, but more of a path of ideas. And you are just typing in these little boxes. Now, if you finish that and you connect them all up in the way that you think is logical with your text on the links, you can go and actually change the icons to be pictures like we did before, pictures that relate to the actual content, trying to find an image that actually explains the content in some way, and you can do that through Google Images. So there you go. Hope it goes well. I will try and remote desktop in to check and see how you guys are doing and give you guys some feedback as you're going. Good luck.